Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here at Paid to Trade. So today I am doing a recap of a trade I took earlier this morning. So as you can see, the time was 4:11 a.m. So I'm closer to the West Coast. So that's really 7:11. Uh, so 7:11 Eastern. All right. So the market still wasn't going to open for another 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. Anyhow, so I don't typically trade at 4 a.m. Although lately, honestly, I've been maybe two or three times in the past week and a half. Just my sleep's been a little skewed, a little screwy. So being up around that time, um, I've ended up taking a few trades. But normally, that's not when I like to trade. I usually like to trade after the market opens, or maybe just before. Sometimes both. But anyhow, so I was up super early. I happened to look at the market. It's like one of the things I do, as soon as I wake up, I just give the market a quick once over just to kind of see what's happening. So I saw we were selling off, which I thought was interesting, especially after, yesterday's news. With the FOMC, they decided to pause rate hikes, so I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll see the market booming. And then the way the market closed yesterday was quite the push up. I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll gap up, for tomorrow. That was not the case. But this definitely is not a bad thing. We're so high up there. For us to really continue, we need to see some kind of a pullback. So I think that's what we got this morning. We got a little bit of a pullback. And as I record this now, let's see, it's 40 minutes after the market has been open. Um, we are green. So it looks like the NASDAQ is 38 points green at the moment. So as I'm recording it, the NASDAQ is showing at 152.38. All right. And that's looking pretty good. But anyhow, so I saw we were selling off and I was marking these levels. And if you look in the far left chart, you can kind of see a level, around 151 and then 150.83, or excuse me, 93, and then my entry was actually 150.82. And that's where we kind of started to base out. Now, I was telling myself, I need to see, a nicer picture. I need to see the market give me a better setup if I'm going to take a long. And I was thinking about pulling up my computer. At this time, I was watching my phone. And then we started to base out around that 150.82. And the fact that each level that we were creating towards the downside, it was getting smaller and smaller. And we weren't making as big of moves, so as things move a little bit less, usually that's a sign of a reversal. And then I was watching the RSI, and the RSI was showing some divergence. We're making lower lows, but the RSI was not going lower. It was starting to go sideways and, in fact, starting to increase. And that was on the 5 minute that I was watching. So that was really pointing to the fact that, hey, we might see reversal. And then if you look in the far right chart, you can see I have a volume profile set up, and that's on the hourly. And you can see there's a level marked from yesterday. It's at 150.88. So that could be a potential reversal area. And we came down just below that to a low of 150.81.25 or 150.82, something like that. And that's where I wanted to get in. That's where I was thinking it made sense. But the market did a quick jump. It ran up to 151. What was it? 151.83? No, 151.03, excuse me. Right around there, right where you see uh, my target at. So it went just above that. It was actually 151.09. Anyhow, so that happened rather quick, but I was looking for maybe another pullback and a retest. So we ended up getting that. We came all the way back down to 151 or 150.82. or 83. So my entry was 150.8375. So very close to the bottom. All right. And so I was looking for a little bit of a push up from there. And so as you see, we closed about 900 so far on my larger accounts. Smaller accounts, we closed 300. All right. But it made sense to get that. Now, there's a lot more that needs to happen here. So it's going to be a bit back and forth. And so, I'm recording this after the fact, I'm recording the audio anyhow. So I know what happened, but, I just kept a light with my positions. I had a really tight stop, which was really nice. I probably should have went in heavier. But, I was still taking it easy. I took, what was it, 3 contracts in my small accounts. In my larger accounts, I took 9 contracts total. And so that's how we were able to lock in a decent chunk off of just a small bounce off of that support. So that would have been a good spot for me to add on. I didn't add on, but that would have been just fine. In fact, I think I'd end up adding on. No, I didn't. Let's see. 150.82. All right. So here I'm kind of leery to see if we're going to see a breakdown, but I'm also hoping for some support. See if we hold that area, you know, because again, what was happening with the RSI, that's given me some confidence to go ahead and go long. All right, so we're holding that area. I'm setting up limit orders to get back in. I'm just trying to get it on the bid, not on the market. Okay, and I'm just looking for a little bit more. That's all, just a little bit more. So by default, you can see I have, I use an ATM strategy. And so that automatically sets my profit targets and stop loss. Now, I don't necessarily use it to the T, but I don't like to enter a trade without some kind of a stop loss in case something crazy happens. Let's say my computer shuts down, all of a sudden I lose internet as soon as I get in the trade, then there's no way I can manage that trade if it goes against me. But by having ATM strategy set up, I have a safety net just in case something goes awry. So I've been in trades where I've lost internet and didn't have a way to go ahead and manage it. Um, so if you're dealing with somewhere where you have a broker and you can call the broker, I mean, that's an option, but there's still that waiting period because they don't answer immediately. Um, so just over the course of all the time I've spent trading, I found that this is the best thing for me. So this is not necessarily advice. I'm just telling you what I do and the reason why I do that. So it just works out for me. But besides, now that I've kind of moved into mainly like the bulk of my trading is coming from prop accounts, working with prop firms. Um, I don't know of any prop firms that has a number that you can call for support. They have, usually it's email support, but there's no trade desk that I'm aware of where you can call and have them manage trades. Everything's just handled online. Apex actually has something kind of nice where they've created this extra ability within your dashboard on your account online where you can uh, cancel all trades. You can exit and cancel all orders and exit any open positions. So that's kind of nice. So let's say there's something wrong with my software and it just starts bugging out, and that happens occasionally. So if that were to happen, I can log in online and I can go ahead and use this button that they've developed to flatten your positions and your orders. So that's nice, but that's still limited too. I think you can only use that once every 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. It's kind of odd, but it is what it is. So that's a nice safety net. But beyond that, if I'm using ATM strategy, then as soon as my orders go through, all this data that's set up with ATM strategy, it's held on the server side. So my stops are there. So if something happens, my computer just stops working. My internet's out everywhere, and I have two internets too. So I believe in safety nets. Um, I'm covered because everything's still on server side. So no matter what my position is managed, I'll still have a profit target out there and I'll have a stop loss out there. And as soon as one of them gets triggered, the other one is automatically canceled or disabled. So either way, I'm out with profit or out with a loss. So it's a little bit easier to trade with. There's less to worry about. But anyhow, so you can see we snagged just a little bit more. Um, so I still have one contract left. I was really hoping to get this 151.03. I don't think I got it here. Let's see, we're at 12:30 open P&L at this point. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. And so this is a little bit less painful for you guys. I'm sure you'd like to see a faster trade. Pushing up just a little bit more. We came up to 150.98. So really close to my target. So I'm about 5 points away. So at this point, you start to wonder, should I be stopping out? Well, mentally, I have um, a stop point. I haven't touched my physical stop. It's close to break even. It's about a point away from break even. But if that candle were to turn red on me, my stop's just below it mentally, and there we go. So I ended up stopping out. But we still have another minute left on this candle. So we could still, be pushing up. And to me, it only makes sense that we're going to continue to push up. But I wanted to lock in some profit in case I'm wrong or in case we get a bigger pullback. If we come straight back down to 150.82 again, then I'm going to want to get in long. So just kind of sitting tight, um, trying to see what happens there. And so half a minute left in this candle. All right, and I'm going to fast forward just a little bit more. So now at this point, um, we're pretty much making some kind of a doji, but it still feels bullish. So I think that's a good entry. And now, so mentally, my stop is below the wick. Okay, and that's a pretty tight stop. It's only, I want to say 4 points. So I went in kind of small. I just grabbed one contract, and that's for my smaller accounts. So my larger accounts are taking 3 contracts at this point. So I was just looking for, a few points. All right. So at this point, as you can see, I decided to go ahead and just move up my profit target. So I'm thinking, I don't think we see the full test of 151. Was it 151.10 or something like that? 151.09. But I can see us trying to push up towards it. So I think we break the candle, and that's why I moved my stop up or my profit target up just a little bit more. Now it's a 10-point stop, or excuse me, 10-point profit target for me. And so still mentally, my stop loss is going to be just below the wick of the previous candle, just below that doji. And if we did fall below that, in my head, I'm thinking, I still want to buy support. I'm thinking this is still a good long play. I don't think we would be reversing what we're about to do. So that's just everything that's kind of going through my mind at this point. Um, so let me just go ahead and fast forward just a little bit more. Okay, so now as you can see, we started to push up. So now we're pushing up right up to the 151.01 Okay, so at this point, I'm within just a couple points of my target. So I have my flatten everything button in case we see like a quick little pullback. I just want to get out and grab the profit that's there. But we pushed up over it, didn't have to use that. And here I think is where we actually turned around. So I took my profit at 151.03. That's where my target was set. But we didn't even make it towards that 151.06 or 151.07. I think we stopped at 151.0450. So just a point and a half over where I saw the profit target, or where I had my profit target. And see, that left us at, what's that? Is that 1900? Yeah, so about 1900 for my large accounts, and was that 650-ish on my smaller accounts for those four, anyways, on the day. So on the day, we're looking at roughly, what's that? 38, 12. So it's about 5,000. Okay, so I'm still doing the recording. Again, I was recording after the fact, but now I'm showing live screens of where I ended up on the day. So in the recording, you can see I stopped around it's like 18 or 1900 for my larger accounts, and I think the smaller accounts that I was trading today were close to, I think it was 550. Was it 550 or 650? Excuse me. So I tacked on just a little more since then. But what I really wanted to show you is just a continuation of what I was looking at. So we had these levels here, and as you can see, the levels are starting to get a little bit smaller. Candles are getting a little bit smaller. And then there was that divergence. The RSI is increasing as we're still going down, making lower lows. All right. And so that's what gave me the idea, that, maybe it's about time to go long. And this is the 150.88. See this level here? So this was a level of interest right here. And the so candles you have all these things pointing to the fact that this could be a reversal area. It already started moving on me. So it was too late for me to get in to capture this move here. And so this move was a nice little move from 150.80 to 151.04, right? So nice 25 points almost. But I had to wait. So I waited. And if that's an area that we're going to go ahead and base off of, guess what? We're going to continue to create a base. So I waited, and then my entry was right here, 150.83-ish, right? So I was just, a point or two above the support line. So I could have went in real heavy, but you know what? The picture wasn't painted yet, like the full picture. But I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out. I still made some decent plays. Here just took a few trades, and that netted us about 5,000 on the day, and that was all within 20 minutes. So definitely a good start to the day, and should have called it a day there. In all reality, but I ended up trying to play this move here. And this was after the retail report came out. We saw a big drop, and here's where it messed me up a little bit. We blew through support, and oftentimes that could be a fake out, but in the back of my mind, listening to some other guys out there talking about where we're going to turn around, the market as a whole, and what's happening, what's the psychology behind the FOMC information that's out, and what's happening there. I was thinking, okay, maybe we're going to see a bigger breakdown, because that's what some of these other guys were thinking. And, sometimes, I give too much credit to the people that I listen to or, are kind of watching as well. And you can't do that. You just have to take what's there. So with that being said, I went in a little too heavy, thinking we were going to see a big drop. And that was just a bad move because we didn't really get much continuation there. Well, we didn't get any continuation. We just saw a little drop, below the support. We're talking, 13 points underneath. So not a big move at all. And we instantly just reversed. So luckily, once I saw that it was a fake out, I was able to get back in right around here. So 150.86. So I pulled back down to 150.82, saw that, and then I went long. Now I just took enough to go ahead and make up for what I lost here. And then I capitalized on the move, tacked on some more into the push up, and I ended up selling right around, let's see, 151. I was towards the top of this box because that kind of gave me more than enough. And then I just wanted to call it a day. I wanted to take the rest of the day off, even though I'm still here recording. But I don't have to worry about a trade, so it is what it is. And we're still pushing up. But either way, it netted in some nice little gains. So I tacked on a few hundred extra on each of these accounts, 200 to 300 extra. And then here, didn't double it, but still added on an extra 1,300 to each account. So altogether, that was like an extra 3,000, I want to say. So if we were at 5,000 before, um, here we go. So between these, okay, so that put us at 8,255. And so all of that was done by, let's see, so if I got out here, six o'clock. So that was before market open. So trading an extra bit in between here. That's 5:30 to we'll say 6:20. So it's an extra hour. So 20 minutes for the bulk of our plays today, and then an extra hour put in with some poor choices and then some good choices, right? So still netting 82.85. And so that's it. So it looks like we're setting up for something interesting here. What do we get up to? 152.80. So that's an interesting level. That beats the high from yesterday. But that is close to, let's see if we look here. Let's look at the week. The weekly. Here we go. 152.46. Let's see a high. Here's 152.68. High is 152.60. So we're just over that. Yeah, 152.68. So we got up to 152.80. So question is, are we going to, go sideways for a little bit and see a bigger push up? Maybe get up into this next zone. That's 300 points up though. Or are we gonna get a bit of a turnaround? I think so it's still early in the day. I can see us getting another push, right? So let's say we get another push, and then maybe we'll start to see a little bit of a pullback. I don't know, but it is what it is. Either way, we're done for the day because I've already overtraded, so I'm not taking any more. I'm definitely happy with what we made today. Okay, well, I hope you found that information useful. I hope you liked the video. Please go ahead and click on that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. And if you're interested in using or trying Apex Trader to see if that works for you, so you can start learning how to trade, or even furthering your trading career if you're already kind of established in the market and you're just looking for more capital. I have links below, so go ahead and check out those links. Click on the link for that. I'll also drop a couple other links there for Take Profit Trader and TickTickTrader in case you're looking for something different. Each one kind of suits different people, different strategies, your risk tolerance, and budget. Each one's priced differently. So as of right now, if you do end up going with Apex Trader funding, they're not offering the awesome deals that they had before. I had some videos showing their 80% off coupon, but you can still use my coupon and you'll save 50%. So right now it's 50% off. So still better than paying full price. And then if you run into any issues and have to reset, you'll also get 50% off your reset in case you need to reset your eval account. But if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop that down in the comment section below. I'd appreciate it. I'd be happy to go ahead and help you out with what I can. And I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.